Today I'm going to talk a little bit about management. Management was very dear to Prabhupada in the sense that he was a manager himself. He managed a big pharmaceutical laboratory in Calcutta. But he said in another sense that management wasn't the most important thing. He told us that if we had become very dear to Krishna, had become very Krishna conscious, that good management would follow. Either we would become good managers or we would attract good managers by our purity. There's an incident that speaks to this. This actually happened in 1977 when Prabhupada was kind of in his last days. He was approached by one devotee, one of the senior sannyasis, who kind of asked how the Krishna consciousness movement would continue in his physical absence. And he was saying to Prabhupada that, well, if we go to Mangala Arati and follow all the regular principles and chant our 16 rounds, everything is going to be all right. Prabhupada indicated it was the most important thing and that everything would be all right. Then this disciple turned to leave, and as he was walking away from Prabhupada out the door, he heard Prabhupada say, "And use your intelligence and organization." This devotee, who was told about intelligence and organization, confirmed that that's exactly what happened, and Prabhupada did use those two words. There was a time in Los Angeles in about 1973 when Prabhupada said he was going to be, quote, through with management, end quote. I don't know if he said that, but that's pretty much what it was all about. He was going to stay, he said, in Los Angeles, and a man had offered to make videotapes or films of him and spread them all over the country. Partly because of this and because Prabhupada himself was very tired of traveling, he said that he would stay in one place and let the movies do the talking. And he also said that it was very important for him to write books. He said writing books was so important, if he had to manage every little detail, he wouldn't be able to write his books. At one time, he even said the management was giving him a headache. Then, not long after that, another incident occurred. The incident that occurred that I wanted to tell you about was Shruti Kirti approached Prabhupada in his room and was carrying in his breast pocket a letter from a devotee. And Prabhupada was in the mood at that time of resigning from management. He announced to the devotees, and he told many people that he was not going to get out of management, he was just going to write books and get away from the headache of management. He asked Shruti Kirti, what is that letter in your pocket? And Shruti Kirti, knowing that Prabhupada didn't want to get involved, said, "Oh, it's just a letter from a devotee, nothing really important." And Prabhupada said, "Let me see that letter." And he took it from him and he began to read it. Then, as Shruti Kirti tells it, that was the end of Prabhupada's renouncing management. He got very involved in what the letter was saying, and he knew that he had to be there for his disciples to manage the whole movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.